One thing we learned when we were looking at the top paid actors of 2020 is how much money is coming from Netflix. Netflix seems to be willing to really pay a premium for big movie stars, the Dwayne Johnsons, the Ben Afflecks, the Ryan Reynolds of the world, and it's really paying off. 5 of the top 10 most watched Netflix original films either star or are made by actors on our list. Here are the highest paid actors of 2020. Number 1 is Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. He made $87.5 million this year. A lot of that did come from Netflix. He made over $20 million for Red Notice, an upcoming film that he co-stars in with Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot. He also has a Netflix film that we didn't count this year, but they clearly love him. He is starring in an upcoming film with Emily Blunt called Ball and Chain. That'll be a new superhero movie for Netflix. Other projects include Black Adam, a DC comic film. He's the host of Titan Games on NBC. He also made $8 million from his Under Armour line, Project Raw. This is his second year in a row topping our list. Ryan Reynolds comes in at number 2. He's Netflix's golden boy right now. He starred in Six Underground, which was Netflix's 4th most watched film of all time. He's in the upcoming Red Notice with The Rock. He also sold a 3rd movie to Netflix just last month, a time travel adventure film. But it's not just Netflix. Apple TV Plus is also paying big money for Ryan. He's rumored to be making over $30 million for his upcoming role in A Christmas Carol. Mark Wahlberg comes in at number 3. He's kind of a classic movie star. He made $58 million last year, and his big Netflix film was Spencer Confidential. It was the streamer's 3rd most watched original film of all time. And he made up to $25 million on it. He also produced McMillions, and he has an upcoming HBO Max series called Wall Street. Ben Affleck comes in at number 4 with $55 million in earnings. His Netflix film Triple Frontier was in 2019, and so it didn't count on this year's list, but it was one of Netflix's top 10 most watched films. He also had Last Thing He Wanted with the streamer this past year, and has upcoming films The Last Duel and Hypnotic. Vin Diesel made $54 million in the past year. Most of that is from Fast and Furious 9, and he's going to make even more after that comes out in back-end payments. Akshay Kumar is the only Bollywood star on this year's list, and he made $48.5 million in the past year. He is also one of the first big Bollywood stars to have a show on a streamer. He has The End coming to Amazon Prime, hopefully next year, depending on the pandemic, and he's going to make $10 million from that. Lin Manuel Miranda made the list for the first time. He made $45.5 million in the past year, and most of that is from Disney's $75 million acquisition of Hamilton. Will Smith came in 8th place with $44.5 million. He didn't make any money from Netflix this year, but he will be making big money from Netflix next year for Bright 2. It's rumored he's going to get over $30 million for that role. Adam Sandler is one of Netflix's biggest stars. He made most of his $41 million from his deal with Netflix. Netflix users have spent over 2 billion hours watching Sandler's content since he first signed a deal with the streamer in 2014. Jackie Chan rounds out the list at number 10. He made $40 million this past year, and he can command $10 million upfront for a role. There are 3 big reasons that Netflix wants big movie stars. They increase engagement, they help retain subscribers, and most importantly, movie stars' global brands help bring in subscribers from around the world. A lot of the projects that the highest paid actors have been paid for haven't even begun filming yet or had to stop filming because of the pandemic. So next year, we're going to see if they're getting more upfront if filming starts again, or if things are kind of on a standstill until Hollywood can reopen production.